want to feel empowered somehow. We all want to do something. We need big changes. Well, I want to change the world, yeah.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the early stream. We got some price action on the stock market, so figured why not. I mean, it's not like me going live at normal times there's just not gonna be price action. So here we are, where I think a huge development today is Disney breaking below its lows from December of last year, and that means that in 23 minutes. Disney will be closing at its lowest price since October 16th, 2014. So the plunge continues, and I think the next support 78.65. You're on your way. You'll be there in time. So yeah, this is pay attention to, price action and the correlation of the price action to the 200 simple moving average. Pay attention to what was prevailing before consolidation, and this is lower highs, lower lows for a very long time. And though you were basing out, you're still making your lowest low, your lowest high, and then you stop making the lowest low and lowest high. Well, I mean, you still you made a higher low, but then another lower high, and that's why it's just, in my opinion, having, when you're on the daily, having that 200 moving average up is so important, man. How many times, does it really help us gauge what's going on? That right there. If you just paid attention to that, you knew. Bears still in control of this asset, and below $96. I mean, there's pretty much nothing to do but be bearish. And this thing's, again, seeing its lowest price in many years, and there's just not much stopping it from going lower. Look at the RSI. It's sitting at 34.6. So much more downside potential. If market participants truly want to push this down, it would be a long time. The price could be a lot lower before you become actually officially oversold on the RSI. So down 3.55% today, and much lower to go. Remember what happens when selling subsides, when it stops. That is when the buyers have their chance, right? They get the ball. The sellers finally punt, or they kick off almost. And so the receiving team are the bulls, the buyers, and this was their offensive drive. That was it. Over all that time, they got 30 yards and then had to punt back to the sellers, and sellers took back over. They got a much better offense, so they're going to perform better. And look at them now. They broke away, and they're about to score another touchdown. Holy crap. College football is coming up, and NFL is already preseason started. So it's like, football analogy is, why not, man? 'Tis the season. Happy it's back. All right. So you also have DollarTree that, anytime we've been looking at this on stream, the trend had already reversed, right? I mean, you topped out same highs in July last year. Then you made your first lower high in November of last year. Same lows. Then two lower highs than the previous high. Still not really a lower low yet. And then you made your lower low in May of this year, about to be like pretty much June of this year. And so a rally occurred, and what happened before you rolled over? Another lower high. I mean, this is price action, and this helps us determine trends. And, it was earnings. I get that. It could have easily just shot up 13%, but to the bad earnings and the drawdowns, good. It's helping the TA be respected, where DollarTree is working on its lowest daily candle close since November 12th of 2021. And you got a little bit more downside, it seems like. Yep, I mean, that's the level, 2018. I think that's going to be tested soon. But the concerning thing is you know about the wave structures, right? I mean, even if you're talking about this swing low from September 2021 to the high, 886s, $95, even a 786, 104. And if you extended it out to the COVID crash, my God, you'd be looking at like an $80 target down here. So this is like a almost Bear's Dragon or an incomplete M shape. I think there's a lot of downside. Remember what we're talking about with Doge and others, where they're just making these subtle lower highs. Not always, but like those subtle lower highs. Composite operator himself. Yes, pay no attention to the man behind the curtains. He is quietly offloading his position. as to not create a panic. And it seems like whoever the composite man was figured it out and was able to get out as much as they could before this earnings here. They knew. All right, so wow, look at the friggin' RSI and Disney's a lot different than DollarTree. The RSI is at 17.3. That is the lowest relative strength reading since August of 2016, and getting real close to the lowest since 2014. Wow, this is severely oversold stuff, but only coming after classic distribution out the yin yang. All right, wrecked. Let's go to Nvidia, because Nvidia was killing it, and now near session lows, or lows of the day. Okay, only up 0.53%, where it was up, what was it, 6% last night after hours, and just filling a gap, achieving the 1.618 fib extension, and that's a huge level. I know people were just thinking, oh, who cares about the global massive 1.618? But we've already looked back at 2000, and where did the bubble pop? Marginally above that major 1.618. So, I mean, I think it could continue going, man. It's not going to be because, look, again, man, traditional technical analysis, what's taught here, when we try to apply traditional technical analysis, we're just trying to manage our risk at key inflection points, and that's it. So in this situation, there's not much to do. The time to be applying traditional technical analysis to make money on Nvidia was way back at the beginning of the year. The slanted inverse head and shoulders, the break of the supply line, that right shoulder back testing old resistance as support. I mean, that was the time. After that, okay, ran up, hit the measure move, hit deep retraces, and just kept going. And is now at that massive golden mean ratio and no higher. No higher, man. So wow, what kind of euphoria we had yesterday and today, the change up, man. But I think the only people that are feeling euphoric are retail, the Wall Street bettors, the degens, the gamblers. Because this is anything but trading. This would be gambling. All the stuff up here. But great, yeah. Also good investment, of course. I mean, they make so much money, and they are the future. Amazing, Nvidia. But it's just, when things get so technically insane, okay, start looking at it a little differently. Okay, so, just sell off across the board, even the altcoins too. I don't know if we should look at stocks first because we're, the market's still open, but you got Tilray's down, UBX down, AMD. What I love about AMD is that proper identification of the upthrust and then the back test of upthrusts, right? Where once peak from 2021, where the price reversed, market participants reconfirmed its validity a couple times. So those arrows there. And I'm whatever, up and down, okay, but continuing to draw down. AMD is going to have its lowest daily candle close since mid-May, May 15th, in 15 minutes. So heading on down to the next support, you don't know what's going to happen at these next levels, but that seemed, if you fail to break, if you confirm the validity of a level from history as resistance, you should probably head to the next level. So which that was $94 to $98. Okay, so breaking that, then you're going way lower down to $75. So good to see that. Good price action there. Bearish engulfing candle, and a lot of semis were wrecked today. Look at Marvel. They report earnings after the bell, I think. You just don't know what's going to happen. But down over 7%. And not one time has the $54, $55 level been achieved for a back test. Market participants never confirmed it as support. So you'd think, why? This is remember, this was earnings. This made the trade setup play out. Two of the three target, the third target's way up here. It never happened, but you better be careful. You better not get greedy where you think, hey man, we're going to get another one of these. You may very well, okay, but that was extreme bearish divergence on the MACD histogram, even the RSI. So I just, flip your coin, go to the casino, get your free drinks because the casino's coming. Okay. I mean, a lot of things down, most things down today. Weight Watchers, I'm thinking, kind of interesting where, all right, yeah, the buyers defended that level, but after they defended that level, there's no demand. Like, what's going on here? That right there, kind of, that's new price action, new data, and you're right back at the support. A lower high to boot. And if buyers cannot defend 884, long way down. One high, then the second high, and then lower levels in the oscillators. And then this right here, you wonder if it's kind of a lower risk to take a short up elevated like this. We'll see. Yeah, so. Netflix, people were like, hey, head and shoulders invalid. No, if it, you remember, so I'm not even care if it's head and shoulders, you call it that or not. Yeah, it looks like one, certainly. I mean, it's perfect. But you know, again, I'm more like, hey, there's this 420 level from history. QQQ making session lows right now. We'll go to that in a moment. Power Hour is in full throttle right now. And I think Netflix heading down to 386 for a test. Don't know if it'll hold, but remember, anytime you're in an uptrend, a beautiful channel that's very well respected like this, and then you break out of it, and then you fall right back into it, that's like whipsaw. You could very well see the bottom of this channel very fast. I believe it on this one. You know, you'd be looking for 367 for a bounce. That would just be considered oversold in an uptrend, right? The bottom of the channel. So that right there, new piece. I mean, it does seem like a new piece of data that would give you more confidence to believe we're going lower, right? Because the momentum already shifted. You just made a lower low, and a rally ensued over the course of 4 days. And what happened? Only another lower high than the previous high and the previous high. So that's like more distribution. Rolling over there, weakness. Yeah, I mean, that right there could be a piece of data that would help you conclude possibly, you know, that it's more probable we'd be going down to test that 200 moving average and demand line next. So, okay, let's go to Q's.
Always appreciate your insight and keeping us up to date.
Also, Crypto Ghost, man, thanks for the 690. Dude, well, you know, I love this. This is like fun, really fun to me. And I don't know. It's just more fun, like doing this with a community of people that also care versus doing it alone. That's what I learned, and that's why this all got started. So, you know, numbers are going to fluctuate dependent on Bitcoin hype and crypto hype, I guess, because most people don't really care about the stuff I try to teach here that's added by the book. But the ones that are still here, I mean, those are the real people that care about traditional technical analysis, not hype and pumps and dumps. It's, yeah, man, it's greater than that. So thank you, dude, for the 690. And here's your bearish Marabazoo engulfing candle in the works. The QQQ at its lowest price of the day. What a promising start at 372. Now all the way down to 360, 140, down over 2%. And unfortunately, this is an up thrust back test of sorts. So you have this like level July 2021. Look, February 2022, March of 2022. That is being currently rejected, right? You broke it, right? Sellers already breached that level August 9th, but then the buyers came back in and pushed the price higher. But now, today, not yesterday. Oh, yesterday tested it and closed there, but today you're seeing this like where sellers are saying, no, you're not getting the price back above this level today. And pretty ferociously making a statement, you know, with 2% move. So could be heading on down to this demand line soon. And it's almost like you got there anyway. Right? Not much further to go, 355. But I'm thinking 342, 338 is like the next big support resistance. Look, 2021. All these touches, peaks and valleys. I mean, think 338, 342. And remember, like, you have an ungodly, undeniable bearish shark that completed. And at that completion, there was a very real bearish divergence. That's like wombo combo, right? An asset completes a massive shark at the 886, you're showing bearish divergence. And then after all that, unable to break a level from history. And now you're confirming that you're unable to break it. Okay. We are in power hour, chat. So this is when you get, this is the second best time for price action. First 30 minutes of the trading session and the last 30 minutes of the trading session. So let's look at some of these big boys. You got Microsoft here that, well, there's just the old demand line. Remember, it's all coming after hitting all-time highs, but also coming after extreme bearish divergence. And but you're still above 315. Anything above 315 is okay. Anything below that, that's when the sell-off markdown would probably get more violent. So just looking at it, engulfing today. Apple, that little scrub rally we've been having the past few days. Well, I mean, do we look at this like, maybe I'm completely overthinking it here, but maybe we look at it like, and I hope it's not the case, but you can see, like, I try to like be really, I mean, almost perfect on these anchoring the tip tops of these levels from history. You can see it right there, that first one from December of 2021. You're seeing it, it's on your screen. If you're rolling over now, which, you know, tomorrow could recover and it's all good, but like if you're rolling over now like this, and the buyers, there was such a lack of demand that the buyers were unable to even test that level as resistance, that makes you think, right? Like, are we not going to get a bearish back test of 182 after breaking it? It's there. You didn't do it. You didn't test it. What the heck? So there's things to think about as we're going into the last week of August. And September is normally terrible, especially for Bitcoin, not a different market. But after a run like that, after breaking a demand line, being below 182, I mean, think about it. Besides dividends, and dividends are great. If you owned Apple, if you bought in December 2021, here we are, about to be in September 2023, you're lower than that. It's a pretty stagnant market. Now, of course, you could have bought lower and made a lot of money, but I'm just saying, like, for that long-term investor here, you made money. I'm saying I doubt many people were buying here and just holding still. You know, the people that bought up here are probably already sold down here, right? So, yeah, there's just a lot of wide open spaces here. I mean, maybe this peak from February 2022 and August 2022 holds, which it did initially. That's where this bounce came from by the looks of it. But, man, below that, you're talking 156 all the way down to 138. Two other big levels. So, all right. Google, that was kind of like doing things more than others lately, you know, right where it rivaled its highest highs of the entire year yesterday. And then today, what happened? Intraday, Google made its highest price since April of last year. Made 52-week highs today, rolling over like the rest, down 1.79% at lows of the day, and about to cover the previous candle. We call that bearish engulfing. So you wonder, I mean, like, this could, of course, continue meandering on up. Tomorrow's a good day, doom, gloom, good, bad every day, chop city. But, man, I'm just like, you break out of a bull flag, you have good earnings and all that, and this is just stagnant, exhausted. That's what the price action's looking like. Just no more oomph in the moves. Just weak price action, man. So far, after the breakout. So that gap, I mean, the longer you see, Nvidia's gap was certainly not a breakaway gap, as we were talking about maybe yesterday. Could have been. No, I doubt it. Now we know for a fact it's not. This is not a breakaway gap by any means. This gap's going to fill at some point soon. So that means, you know, I mean, like you see it, right? It'll look like a bull flag breaks out, and then all of a sudden it's just like you take away that structure, and it almost looks like one high, then a slightly higher high, and you got lower levels of relative strength on the slightly higher high. This is like why I hate continuation pattern trades, because you're inherently buying high always, and then you just always run the risk of that, oh, it's a bull flag, and then it's just, no, oh wait, the buyers attempted, and now the new data presenting itself after the breakout is showing stagnation and exhaustion. So I mean, 2 of the 3 targets sit here on this one. You know, I don't know if we'll see 143 before rolling over. Yeah, just it underperformed Apple and Microsoft, but it outperformed Amazon, which will go to Amazon. Amazon that hit its. This was unfortunately the $144 level was the second target of the trade setup, second of the 3. So you hit one perfectly in mid-July, and you thought, oh my God, we're gonna do it, and it's just nope. Macro rolling over before we were $1 away from the second target. It's tough like that. But look what I've identified as a bearish bat pattern, perfect bearish bat. And where is it completing, chat? The 886, that magic level. You're reacting. You haven't reversed. You're reacting right now. But man, look at that divergence there. You know, the RSI. Working on your lowest daily candle close on Amazon since August 3rd. Would be a bearish engulfing candle. See how much follow through this reaction gets. Where 123 would be. It has not been tested yet as support. Think that's maybe a good target, especially a gap fill for sure. Like 129, that's filling soon. But 123 would be an inflection point from history that market participants would want to test. Doesn't mean they would successfully back test it. They would test it and they could fail and it breaks. So I mean, that was a nice run off that, you know, that bullish reversal pattern, that piercing line reversal at the key inflection point after momentum shifted and there was hidden bullish divergence on. It was great, man. It's just you're getting later in the year. Normally, when historically, later in the year is when bad stuff happens to these markets. You know, outside of COVID, before that, man, and this is we're starting to get in. 'Tis the season when volatility and bearish stuff happens. If it does happen that year, this is around the time. We're starting to get September, October, November. Yeah. All right. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple. Okay, we look at the big 4. We even look at Nvidia. Could look at, let's go to Starbucks here. This is one I'm actively in. You know, just I'm up, but I would really like to see Starbucks, the sellers, take out this the remaining demand at $94.12. 2 days in a row now they have defended it. The buyers have defended this level, and I think you know why. It's like 211 on BNB. If buyers don't defend that, it's bye asset to much lower prices. So I think this is like perfect because it's like a bearish dragon pattern. I love the context of the lack of demand, right? You'd say head and shoulders, but no, it's better. It's even if you're trying to identify a momentum shifting pattern, this price action is superior to head and shoulders because, right? Every time we look at this, we talk about it like you want a right shoulder to rival the left shoulder for it to be a true textbook head and shoulders. But like think about the psychology is if the buyers are on it, there's just not enough demand to even rival that left shoulder. It's even more bearish. And there it is. We've done it, chat. So Disney making its lowest level since October 16th, 2016 or something. Very nasty stuff. Let's go back to that. Here it is. Wow, closed at session lows down 3.9%. Disgusting. That is free fall for good reason. You know, the people in charge of this company have destroyed it. They have run it into the ground, and it's no wonder that this is at its lowest level in many years. Let's go back to make it official here. Lowest daily candle close confirmed since October 16th, 2014. No dividends, by the way. Disney does not pay dividends. So if you're a long-term Disney investor, in the chat, I mean, you lose. Like, you may not be holistically a loser, but in one aspect of your life, you are certainly a loser, which is the owning Disney for a long time part. Yeah, you lose. So much lower levels before you get to more major supports, though. And the bear trend is all but reconfirmed today, taking out and making your lowest low of the entire downtrend. Wow. Let's go to, have we even looked at Bitcoin today? I don't think we have. I mean, we're always looking at Bitcoin in the top right. I mean, above my head, but we just go to it, knock it out real quick. Stock market close, right? So here it is, just another day. All the gains from yesterday completely taken out, all of them, and you're just back to the same price you were at August 18th, right now. So just back to this whole loser price action. Yeah. It's like you wait for weeks and then one day of price action, and then you're going to probably wait weeks again. So great market. Nice effing market. You know, the problem is, okay, when you get price action like this after a drawdown like that, it's normally not a good thing. Why? Because we discussed it. When the oscillator, the RSI gets so nuclear oversold, this is the lowest level since the COVID crash. Yep, since the COVID crash. Normally, that's for at least a few days. You'll be putting in a bottom for, you know, right? That's just too insane. Like, so what'll happen is you go sideways. Unfortunately, we now know, like, you're going sideways. And what's happening? That RSI that was at 18.9 got as high as 28. Dang. And that's 2 points off of like getting out of oversold. And that is what I consider to be the RSI resetting. And you're just setting up for lower prices. So you're still very oversold, but you get a couple more days of just sideways. You won't be oversold anymore, and that'll be good for lower prices. So but after saying that, you have not taken out those. That has not happened yet. So you still are potentially making a higher low, but normally you want, I don't know, the oscillators to not look like this. So I guess the best thing you would want is to randomly rally to 28.8 and then sell off one more time after resetting those oscillators and then testing this level again and holding it. And then somehow, by the grace of God, we'd get bullish divergence back at 25K. But that is, I don't know. I don't think there's enough demand or liquidity. Are the market participants going to do that? That's the only way you're getting out of this thing.
Do MMM, please. Just a little something for the EFA.
The EFA. Wow, the irony of not putting enough effort in, Jacob, to even complete the word effort. Am I crazy? I'm just kidding, though. But thank you, dude, for the 20 super chat. That is largest contribution of the stream. Whoa! Thank you, dude. Like, seriously, that means a lot. And I don't know, man. Like, whatever. It's, you know, you don't have to, but you did, and that's amazing, dude. 3M though, you sure you want me to look at 3M? Yeah. So what happened? Well, it's been a loser for a very, very long time. Very, and it's not over. The most recent discernible event is the complete and utter rejection of the 200-day simple moving average. Remember, we were looking at the 200-day simple moving average I don't know, earlier in the stream, or when we do, and normally this is the worst price action you could ever receive in a downtrend. Is like any rally you get somehow gets to that 200 and you fail again. And look, there was such a lack of demand in November of last year and January of this year that the buyers could not even test it. But they did, in fact, test a key inflection point in November perfectly before rolling over, and beautiful. You didn't quite hit the 1.618 for the extension. The target has been this $86 to $89 because you look left from history. You go all the way back to, I mean, it's undeniable. It's so, look how many times, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, and 8. Look at this, 2010, 2012. That's the level. That's the zone of inflection that has not been tested yet, and I can't believe it, right? Can't believe it hasn't been tested yet. But it looks like after this most recent price action, you're probably going to get it in time. If the macro keeps doing what it's doing, yeah, you should think about what the macro did. The S&P 500 itself went up and retraced 78.6% of the way from its all-time high to the lowest low from October of last year, right? And then 3M's just over here doing nothing. Nothing, dude. Just one loser rally. That's pathetic. So what happens if like the overall macro truly reverses? Like we start retracing harder, VIX starts popping. I mean, you know the target's 86 to 89.50, and you would actually finally complete this bullish crab pattern in the flesh. You didn't do it. You were so close, man, 92.20, but officially, no. And you're gonna get down to this level. And it's like, I don't know if that's gonna hold. That's a massive level. I mean, you would think, sure, yeah, that would maybe hold, dude. But if you were asking, hey, man, well, what happens if like things get really bad and you don't hold? I mean, maybe 61.40 after that. There's all kinds of chop here. Look, this is definitely a level. I mean, look at $69. Emphasis on the 69. Like a swing low from 2005, 2006, multiple times, and then you had another one from 2010, 2011. So all I can tell you is like if buyers are unable to defend 86.15, then you have 69.76. So bearish trend. Oscillators do not look like you're setting up for higher prices here. The trend is your friend. Yeah, bearish. Unfortunately. Jacob, I hope that helps. But he probably requested it because it's like, my mask, right? My M95 masks are coming back because the communists are trying to reassume control because we got an election year coming up, so we get, the whole mail-in voting thing. And yeah, okay. Man, how about yesterday? That was crazy, right? I mean, you've ever heard of an interview that got over 200 million views in less than 24 hours? That's never happened, ever. And then the next day, the owner of the platform that facilitated that interview, one of his companies is being sued by the the Department of Justice for not employing non-citizens of the country with which that company operates, it's illegal to do that. So Elon's getting sued for following the law. And this lets you know what's happening. Someone who won an election, like for real, someone who won an election legitimately would never weaponize like this. There was a coup that happened and we're witnessing it. Never happened in American history. Yeah, exactly. Because not to this degree, nothing like this has ever happened. Okay, so your 3M. I don't know if there's another request. No, there's no more requests, man. So, I guess we can go to Ethereum now. We looked at that today. That's down 1.6%. Still, I mean, where you are. Like, I'm not here to be making calls or predictions or anything. I tell you about the levels. 2000, 1730, 1420. If you're below 1730, based on history, chances are you'll test 1420 next. That's still on the table. And now a bearish back test to 1730 could happen. Hasn't yet, right? No, there's been no test to reconfirm the validity of this area as a resistance. But so that's where you are. You've broken support. You're just hanging on to the local low from June 14th, 15th, and that's it. So 1420 is the target if you're going to run to the next inflection point after breaking. Okay. Oscillators resetting. You are now officially and formally not oversold, even though it's close. This is what I'm talking about, what you'd see on Bitcoin, where it goes from severely oversold to getting back in the bearish control zone and really just screws around there and then rolls over again and makes lower lows. And then eventually you get some bullish divergence on this RSI in oversold territory. So that's your Ethereum. Nothing's changed really. You're at the same price you were at August 17th, same price you were at June 15th, same price you were at January 21st, same price you were at years ago, February 2021. That's crazy though. Apple, same situation in ways. What's up, Bob? Let it do its thing.
Love F.
You love Ethereum. Well, does Ethereum love you? I don't think so. It's a digital currency. It's not able to love. But so that makes you think, like, do you want to love something that physically can't love you back? Things to think about. Heck, man, you shouldn't even be loving someone, a human that could love but doesn't love you back, right? Because when you love something, you get emotionally connected to it. Therefore, you might expect things. Therefore, things are going to go opposite of what you think, and therefore it's going to affect you, and like that messes with your entire psyche. So, right? Traders, you want to have no emotion at all. So love is the worst possible thing you could do as a trader. All right, let's go to BNB. The amount of people saying, well, what happened to collapse imminent, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, what happened to me putting that on a thumbnail and a stream title so we could discuss it? And then during the discussion, we talked about how severely oversold the asset was. And it's like, yeah, you broke support, but how? Like, it's hard to envision a collapse happening right now because you're oversold and showing like this very real bullish divergence. Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're showing that crazy specimen type bullish divergence on the RSI and oversold. But at the same time, it's like 211, 218, 225. It's just this zone, like 31K, 30K, 28.8. It's the same thing over here on BNB. So you are not doing anything impressive. And not doing anything that would make or shake my the thesis, right, on, okay, the buyers had over a year to present an argument for a trend reversal, and this was it. That was their argument, meaning loser, terrible, no argument, all bearish. And now you're right back at this level and testing it now, and there's no violence, no volatility, nothing. So, and the only reason you're probably catching, the buyers are defending it, is because of the oscillator right now. So what you're looking for, though, is how will this perform? If it performs bad, meaning you don't even rival this little joke of a high from August 2nd, if you come up and do something like this, that would be underperformance. That would be the bullish divergence playing out, T being respected, but at the same time, you're in a bear trend, and you understand who's in control of this market before this flush finally happens. So if, I mean, like, they may not even be this good. I'm just giving you an instance of what underperformance of, daily bullish divergence would be, something like this. And so it like fulfills the destiny of resetting that oscillator. It's already back out of oversold. It's in the bearish control zone, sitting at 32.9. So just what you're looking for here is if a rally occurs, because it hasn't even, all you're doing is bearishly back testing an inflection point from history as resistance. Remember, this level is being tested as resistance right now. It was a support in May of 2022, a support in December of 2022. It was a support actually barely in March of 2021, right? That's being regarded as resistance. So you haven't even began to really see divergence play out, because this isn't even that. That's a joke, dude. So anyway, just bad. I mean, sure, it could manifest into a bearish shark pattern eventually. The C to D wave takes you way higher, and that gets everyone complacent again. But I just don't know if there's enough demand. I think after all this, is that really going to happen? I don't have any confidence to think it would. So look for underperformance here. We must all pay attention. A thing to watch. What would, if this does play out, how much of a rally would we receive? Depending on that rally that we receive off of this will determine who is in control of this asset. We know the bears are in control of the asset right now, but they might be a little tired. They are a little tired based on this. And if they are a little tired and the buyers come in and it's a lower high than the previous highs, even locally, that means that that person's probably still offloading, getting ready, and there will be probably after that it rolls over and tests this level again, there will be no demand, and this thing will finally capitulate. Okay, let's go to XRP. Why not? That, had been holding on for dear life, but just can't do it, man. I mean, it's still there. It's like actually still sitting and holding the support, but until Bitcoin really catches bids, I don't see XRP really going anywhere. It's still, I mean, just, man, if you want to...
Please look at Square Block. Thanks.
What's up, this Chan, man? Thanks for 15. Yeah, we'll look at Square that got back to the entry of the trade setup after hitting 2 of the 3. And that's not really a great sign. That's like after... What was the second target of the trade setup? Well, a lower high than the previous major highs. Underperformance, right? Not even able to test the top of the range, I don't think, even though it got close. That to me is like...
Can you do Altria?
What's up, Anonymous? Sure, yeah. Look at Altria, Mo. Yeah, sure. I think you did. On the cigarettes or something. I think you did. So, yep, hanging on by the grace of God. Below 50 cents, I don't think you want to own XRP. Nope. Nope. Above it, you're actually okay. You're safe, and there could be massive upside if Bitcoin caught any bids. But below it, I think you're out. You don't want to own it. You understand? That's how like it works. Bearish below 50 cents, but above 50 cents, cautiously optimistic to where one could strategize a stop loss below 50 cents. If it fails 1 penny, you lose 1 penny. So I don't really have any confidence because the way everything's kind of looking. But it's not about, I mean, like, dude, you don't have to, just everything kind of looks tired, exhausted. 26,682 was like back tested as resistance, and now you're like back below it. And that, just the Bitcoin daily RSI keeps going higher, and that's what happens when the oscillators reset. So unfortunately, almost nothing that exists in crypto is as optimistic as XRP, and it's like you're 1 penny away from losing that argument and completely being bearish. That's how close you are on XRP. And the others, you really want to see? I mean, it's like real depression hours, I know. But let's look at YFII is now gone. It's now officially been delisted from Binance, so that chart I'd been monitoring is gone. Okay. So let's go to the next one, Dash. Okay, well, you know what's about to happen to Dash today in 3 hours, 39 minutes. Well, I mean, since at least 2017, the lowest daily candle close ever on the Binance chart. Traders have never settled up this low, and they're gonna today. And look at this little Reedy Poo low from June 10th. That's about to get taken out. loser, bearish, nothing you can do. You can think about, oh, hey, man, maybe it's all, and then no demand. And it's like, all right, never mind. Zcash, same thing. It's like, oh, hey, man, maybe demand. Okay, never mind. Right? Below $26, bearish. You can't even think about anything bullish. Like, the only thing to do is be bearish, to not own it or be short on Zcash below $26. The next target's $18. Yeah, okay, this little local low here. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, look, maybe a little, is that diverging? Maybe. Like BNB. It's miserable. It's absolutely terrible. Chainlink's down, heading on down. Back to the, you'll be seeing 530 in time on this one again. It's like concerning, man. I mean, price action's real. Look at all these levels, and look, less market participants than all those times before. That's distribution, redistribution. And you know, like, being really technical here. July 21st, when it made its highest high from that low, still a lower high, even on the close, than you saw in April. Very subtle distribution. Okay, this just eventually, this type of price action, like, okay, cool, it held, they finally defended like the actual level from history. Keep doing this long enough, man. You got a $1.50 target on Chainlink. That is the target, man. Like, this type of price action, 3 different times now, below the 200-day moving average. This is just a bunch of bearish consolidation. Gut-wrenching, long-term bearish consolidation, bearish purgatory. Well, you know you're going to heck. You're probably not going to heaven off of this. Someone tell me why Chainlink is a fair price at $6. Can somebody tell me why? Give me the actual numbers on why. How much money does Chainlink make? How many people are using their ecosystem? How much growth of their ecosystem is going on? Can anyone tell me what real world service they're providing that makes money? And then you would apply that to literally every single crypto that exists on the planet. Ask those same questions, and then you would say, I can't really give you a mathematical way to gauge the value of any particular S coin. So therefore, you understand it's all about, the only thing you can do is identify the trend, pattern recognition, inflection points, spring back tests, indicators, right? That's all you got, man. And guess what? The trend is not your friend. The bubble popped a long time ago, and there's still a lot of air left in the bubble that has already popped, that is deflating. This much air is left in that bubble. What chart am I looking at? Well, you know, people ask that question a long time, many years ago, and I'm like, you know what, man, I got this. First person in history to create a magnified ticker for any particular asset I'm looking at, where my mouse cursor is. You see that? It's just for people like you that ask that question. Oh yeah, we revolutionized it, man. TA streaming. All right, let's look at the abysmal KSM that you thought, hey, we had a chance, and then never mind, it's over. Oh, we're talking all-time lows. Who knows? $19 too expensive at this point, man. You know what's really sad? You think maybe a weekly double bottom? Nah, you don't own this. Like, you've been out, you've been stopped out. It's done. If you were taking a small chance at the lows, you're done. You understand? Stop loss triggered, you're out. Minimal losses. And now you understand what's maybe coming next. And I don't even, it's like almost unfathomable how ridiculous it is, right? There's 786 on B, and then the lower high on C. What does that mean? Could anyone tell me what happens with these wave structures? What the next wave structure would be? Minimum? Anyone?
Bueller.
There's bears out here.
You should leave immediately.
Okay, got a couple answers. Yep, that's it. The minimum is a 1272 pip extension. So from here, at this point, feeling pretty confident to believe 1423 is on deck. We was a butterfly. So we've got ourselves an old-fashioned color of this would be purple for butterfly, because butterflies are pretty feminine, right? But not, you know, super feminine, so not pink. So we go purple. That would be the beginning of the pattern completion zone, which we know this could extend to a 1618, which is the maximum threshold here, and that would take you down to, and like again, you can't even back up why it couldn't do this, right? Mathematically, what's the earnings per coin on KSM? Price to sales? Got the numbers on that? How many, and even if you don't go that way, well, how about, what's the ecosystem looking like? What's the growth of the ecosystem of the KSM network? Anyone gonna tell me? Oh wait, you can't. All right, so justify on how or why a $4.50 KSM is impossible, or out of the realm of possibility, right? You couldn't. It's disgusting, right? When certain levels get broken, new realities can be concluded. Yeah, that's the worst, like the worst case scenario for this asset. So you got multiple S coins across this market looking the same. Vechain, you just wait, man. You just got to give it a little time. I mean, if you're patient enough, get another 50% drawdown here. And here it is, a 1414. You know, it's the same wave structure, the very bearish wave structure with the 786 on B, lower high on C. And I say 1414 because it makes the most sense looking left. That is confluent with key ice lines from 2018, 19, and 20. That's where I think it would probably head to. But, you know, minimum threshold, at least a 1272 would take you to 1 cent. 1.03 cents right there. So that's, to me, just a little critical thinking on what would make more sense, right? Or in this situation, what would make more less than 1 cent, because that's the target. Okay, we've been live for 1 hour now. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. Thanks for being here. It's like 428, so it's like, it is a local on the 8. I mean, it technically is, right? One of the 8s. So it's appropriate always. Heck, man, Weather Channel does it every 10 minutes. Imagine how annoying that would be if I'm doing this every 10 minutes. And then we just go to Bitcoin, Ethereum. We do it legit like the Weather Channel would do it. That'd be crazy, man. Okay, I mean, some of y'all would probably like it. Crazy people. So let's look at like Atom, down 3.5% today. Look at this, working on it. Yep, this is what I'm talking about. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Atom's about to collapse. It's breaking the support of supports. It's right there. It's in your face. I'm showing you on the chart. It's not my opinion, man. Even Big Lebowski would agree, because he would say it's not my opinion. It's, oh wow, this is a technical breakdown occurring right now. The old peak from 2019. Working on the lowest daily candle close since June 22nd of 2022. Taking out all the lows recently. Yep. Lots of downside here. I know it's oversold too. It's disgusting, right? This is the type of price action you think you might get on BNB, where it's like you were oversold once and then you became oversold again, and it's like the oscillator reset, you got a 37, and now you're just back to oversold. Extreme. This is like what you wish, if you flip this over, this is what you want to see in bull trends, where it's just overbought, overbought, reset, overbought, overbought. You're just getting the absolute inverse of what you want to see if you were a buyer or bullish, right? This is the same extremely bearish wave structure too. That deep retrace on B, that 786 on B, homogeneous market, man. Look at this. It's crazy. Look at that. 786, man. Lower high on C, and then 1272 minimum on D. And that takes you, wow, 260, 261, which is not lined up with, well, I mean, I think 350 is your target. Maybe even 360. Now. Get it? Bearish. Big yikes. It's like this, unfortunately, on most assets you look at, dude. Like KNC, down 2.9%. You'd think, oh, hey, weekly double bottom. Nah. And this context here, lower high in the previous high and the previous high. 200 moving average, completely rejected, back tested rejection. You could wait and you'd see 31 to 37 cents. So this is bad. This is like 2018 stuff, man. Like the same type of behavior and price action. Uniswap, same thing. Just waiting for way lower prices. All right. It's probably, dude, I'm thinking, man, like CZ and Binance. I think they are like, you know, like, hey, you'll think about a picture of CZ and he's on a throne and he's got his crown on and he is the king of the S coins. King of the S coins, because he's the facilitator of most of the buy orders and sell orders for a lot of these. So they have a lot of this. They own a lot of these coins. And I'm thinking that like Binance Exchange itself is the composite operator on many of these coins, and Doge maybe too. And this is what it looks like when the composite operator is getting out. He's already gotten out. He's been getting out. He's now reestablishing another campaign of distribution. And when the markdown began, I mean, seeing Uniswap seeing $1.75 just really isn't a weird idea at all. Arsa Chan. Oh no, I am, dude. Yeah. Let's go to it right now. I'm sorry, man. I just like, you know, it's been pretty quiet today, so I've just been kind of in my own world. We'll go to Square right now. I know I talked about it a little bit. Yeah, this behavior is very bearish, right? You can make in a secular downtrend, right, where it's already established downtrend, you can make money in downtrends, but it's like that type of behavior there. That indicates, and look at this price action after, that indicates a lot of weakness, and all it did was confirm distribution. Right? Because look at a time, yeah, the collapse happened and then you stopped. The selling subsided. Buyers propped it up, and you were seeing, you know, look, May of 2022, $90. Boom. August 2022, $90. Boom. February 7th, $90. Okay. Up and down, no range. Then you get back down to $55. You kept defending. We identified an M shape right there. Okay, you can manage your risk so easily. Stop loss below the D point, because that is an area where the argument begins. You do not want to own the asset at all. Well, I mean, 2 of the 3 targets were hit on this trade. The third one, around $90, was not achieved, and it's because you're in a downtrend, a very well-established downtrend. And this right here gives me indication to believe this support will not hold this time. Once this little level here, and I'm not talking about Rudy Poo fake out stuff where you fail to, the sellers don't have enough in the tank and the rally occurs. I'm talking when this level gets taken out for real, Square's heading on down to $34 in time. So here's the problem, okay? That was a great setup, man. It really was. It was awesome. But now we have to think about the new data. What's the new data? Well, here's an 88% retrace on B. Here's a lower high on C. Can anyone tell me what happens after these wave structures? What's the outcome normally? 886B. And then could you tell me what's the name of that? Well, okay, so at least Visuals Vlad gives a crap. And Huji, Whammer, and One Wheeler. Well, One Wheeler, you're halfway right. There we go. Funky Buddha's got it. I like the I dig the engagement here. Thank y'all for participating. Okay. I really do think that's like, if you do participate genuinely and when I ask questions stuff, it helps you retain information and knowledge, right? And it helps just, you already knew it, but it reinforces it, right? Because it brings it back to your mind, the front of your mind. So therefore, you know, there's like this thing where like if you watch a TV show or a movie, you watch it, like you love the movie, you've watched it a bunch of times, you realize you are remembering the last time you watched it, not the first time. So That's the same thing with this. You learned how to identify a bearish deep crab. But if I'm bringing it back up and it's coming to the front of your mind, you're now remembering, not when you first learned it or when it clicked, you're remembering when I've mentioned it to you and you're thinking about it now. So a 1.618, correct. That pattern completion, official pattern completion zone is 2670 and change, and that's very bad. That's like, you're screwed. I mean, you've broken all levels then. I'll even be nice and be like, okay, $32.50, $34. So even if you don't see the 1618, if you look left at just the levels, 32.50 is the target here. Okay, very, very bad. Remember, the trend is your friend. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Doesn't matter if a trade setup played out. It underperformed. It'll hit 2 of the 3 targets. A lot of the cryptos in January only hit 1 of the 3. Some hit 2, but like none hit 3 of 3. And then remember, back in bullish conditions, people were complaining because my third target was getting hit and these S coins were going up 100% or more from the third target of the traditional target. Complaining. Now imagine that, right? And now people are like just screaming and pleading for one target. Just, it's hilarious, man. You go from a mania market to just normal market conditions. Yeah. Anyway, if you're here, you are a normal market participant, and that's great in my opinion. So that's Deshaun, man. Do you see what I'm saying? How bad this is? This is new data. It is a perfect example of.
I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
And it's bad. It like just reconfirms distribution. And now you're at support sitting here. You're not going to be as lucky this time. I don't think. Someone more optimistic will be like, it's a type 2 return. It's like, type 2 return, get out of here. 2 of the 3 targets of the trade were hit. Be prepared for the break. Have your alert set up for sure, man. Get your alert set up at like 54.70. You're making the lowest price you'd made of the year of 2023. And you know for a fact you're below the support resistance. So there it is, man. Thanks again for the contribution. Whew. But bro, what about Algorand? Wasn't Algorand gonna like change the world? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. You were stupid to believe it was. Sorry. Bro, I got all my like staking and blah 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 and protocol and all these words, this word salad. That's crypto. Word salads for scams. Okay, well, you haven't hit a 1618 yet. You're close. 7.3 cents. Here's like a good indication of who's in control of this market, right? You had triple MACD bullish divergence, right? And nothing happened. That's a very good litmus test indicating the trend you're in. When you identify such a powerful indicator that signifies reversal and nothing happens, you're screwed. The trend, there are no buyers. There's no demand for this to play out. Yeah. So Algo hitting 1618 at 7.5 cents, which is all-time lows. I don't even think it'll stop there, man. Yep. I know it completed M shape. There's no support there. I just there's just no one buying this stuff, and for good reason. These are all like virtual scams, dude. Yep. He's like, you wonder why? Like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to, I don't fit in with crypto meetups because like I'm not like them. Like I don't have like this crazy optimism for what crypto is and all. No, dude. Like they've proven time and time again that they're just a means to take money from people, right? Take money from them, giving false promises, and there's no way to back up the value of these coins. But dude, what about Tezos? Tezos is going to change the world, right? Tezos is like the best thing ever. I mean, it's pretty cool for technicals. I love it because it's been so perfect and back test the resistance and I mean, occasional 1618s. I mean, that was perfect. Divergent, all right. Thanks, Bitcoin. But here we are. You got about 44% downside on Tezos here. No one wants this, and there is no reason why this holds. None. No reason. Look left, man. long way down. It's just it was delayed, right? Like you hit the support and it's like you're breaking support, you rallied, okay, hey, type 2 return. And then remember, it's cool to like identify an M shape and then like the things that the teachings of Scott Carney, right? But you can't just identify the type 2 return of the bullish butterfly at its max threshold 1618 and that be it, right off into the sunset, collect money. No, you must then pay attention to the type of price action you receive after the type 2. The arrow points to the type of price action received after the type 2. A formal bearish backtest of an inflection point, inflection zone as resistance, and then falling back below it, and then reconfirming it and backtesting as resistance, and then rolling over again. And it's like that lets you know. Scott Carney talks about it in his book. When the trend is so hyper bearish that these patterns complete and they do nothing. There's no demand, right? The buyers are knocking on the door and there's no one home. So they relent and the sell-off occurs and you get right back down. And now it's like, in my opinion, it's dead. It's like a dead harmonic. And I think there's, again, 40% plus downside here. Redistribution, whatever. Below the 200 moving average. Trend's terrible. But dude, what about EOS? EOS, man, $4 billion seed money in 2017. Remember, they got the spokesperson from the Mighty Ducks. I mean, one thing we take from this is how incredible everything played out. The bear flag at support after the context, the lower highs, not previous highs, collapsed. I love that. And then after it collapsed, the beautiful TA respect of what was once support, then became resistance, and then you collapsed to all-time lows. I think that's brilliant. That's a beautiful TA on a scam, an actual scam. Like, why is EOS worth 58 cents? Can someone justify it? No. EOS is 58 cents too expensive right now. You get what I'm saying to you? And it's at 58.2 cents. Maybe we'll take a shot on it at 0.002 cents or something. Nah, not really. Why would I do that? It's a scam. Yeah, and it's like we could probably identify one of the same M shapes that we have identified on others. Like that's like a little weird on B. I mean, you're already at a 1618 or close enough to 1618. It's crazy, right? You're already there. I don't care. Just send it to zero, dude. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting, and I'm not even trying to get people's hopes up at all because it's in the same category. It's a scam like all the rest, but it was just one that kind of looked okay-ish compared to others, and it's only because I'm talking about the technicals, nothing else. Technically, Shiba's still okay. It really is. I just don't know, how does it happen when Bitcoin looks like it's just resetting the oscillator before it rolls over again. Ethereum's already broken support. BNB is just barely hanging on by a thread. XRP is hanging on by 1 cent. With all those things going on, it's like, man, here we are. How does Shiba hold up in all this? I don't know, man. I mean, you could, it's crazy how optimistic one could be because you're like talking on the daily. Look how the idea of hidden bullish divergence could be there in a few days if buyers are able to keep this price propped up above the 766 level. It is wild. So trying to take like the bearish bias out of the overall macro and market, it's tough, man. Look, staring at all these other S coins, it's like how does Shiba pivot and rally here and see 1300 while everything else looks like it's the supports are already broken on these, or they're breaking today, or they're just, yeah, there's no support, right? And you look at this and it's like, dang, man, kind of okay. Just kind of formally, more clearly back testing the bottom of the trading range. And then maybe hidden divert. Like, what? Nothing else looks like this, really. And that's why I don't like, I mean, like, I hate, you know, like, it's a joke. It's freaking Shiba, dude. My God, it's... Yeah, false promises, probably. It's in a terrible trend. The most recent discernible event is the lowest high of its entire downtrend. Bad. But you're just still above support. That's wild, dude. Yeah. So I'm not even trying to make you... Like, see, here's what's happening. I'll go through... I've gone through, like, all these S coins, right? and talked about how bad it is. And then like they continue to collapse in the coming weeks. And then I look at Shiba and I literally express to you, you know, the context of the situation, where it's like, it's kind of okay on Shiba here. And someone will come back a week later and comment and be like, bro, you said Shiba this. You were wrong, man. You said this. And it's like, wow, like the IQ level is just room temperature on people that would talk crap to me. When I'm literally right here trying to express to you my concerns about the entire market. But we're just looking at the technicals, complete technicals, separated from everything else. Just this chart by itself. And you know why, and it's like, look left. That's why. I don't have any faith in it. But it's not dead yet, right? Bitcoin above 24/7, 25, 350. It's not dead yet. It's just this close to being dead. Fine like a fruit fly. Dude, everything else is gonna be fine, man. What about Litecoin? Litecoin's fine, dude. Dude. You see what's happened? What's happening right now to Litecoin? Not good. Like the worst thing you could ever dream of is happening right now. $66 and change. Well, it's been support. It's been resistance. It's been support. It's been resistance. It's been resistance. It's been support. It's been resistance. Okay. Just making sure we're clear on that. And it's not my opinion. There are data points that show it on the chart. If you're below that level, what does history tell us about...
I Mitch, another S coin. Troy/US Daily. Hidden bullish. They release news and burn some tokens.
Well, look, Mr. Chicken, thanks for 15. Sure. Yeah, look at Troy. Thank you, man. Thanks, man. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, people that still watch and are not haters, you know. Thank y'all. That actually get what I'm trying, the message, right, that I'm trying to instill in all of you, right? Anyway, so someone tell me what happens to Litecoin below $66. Almost always. What happens? Do y'all know? Do y'all know what happens? It's on the chart. It's not a trick question or anything. It's like... Okay, never mind. Why did I even ask? Yeah, I guess I got a couple answers. Yeah, $40. Right? It's resistance for the first time ever. At least 40. Broke it that time. Then it's like, look, it's been regarded as resistance. 40. Rally below 40 or below 66, 40. Above 66, Kangs, Moon, 84 minimum. But yeah. So that is, in my opinion, this is the worst. You're oversold too. So whatever, you go sideways a little more, but this is, you can't be surprised if Litecoin rolls over and we see much, much lower prices. We got minimum down. I mean, it's probably max downside, 35, 36%. There's probably a couple valleys. Yeah, I mean, this thing could go to like 49 and pivot there for a little bit. But this price action we're receiving the past few days is the worst thing you could ever dream of for Litecoin. These sellers and buyers together are witnessing the reconfirmation of validity of an area from history that is major. It is resistance. It was support. It's resistance now with confirmation. Bad. Very, very bad. Hey man, I hope tomorrow we break 66 and go to $420 and Charlie Lee buys back in at the top or something. But remember, Charlie Lee is still not in this. The guy who created this. For impartiality. Okay, cool. I don't care. You cannot want to own Litecoin below 66. If you break back above 66, let's talk about it. Until then, you owning Litecoin below 66, you owning it, being long on it, you are virtually asking to lose a lot of money. You're asking for it. So just be cognizant of that. Nothing's certain. It's just these Like, these indicators are the things that increase probabilities of outcomes. So you want to ignore that? Okay, go for it, man. But what about my FTM? FTM was going to change the world, right, bro? Well, I mean, like, buyers are holding on. 18.5, 20 cents. You're still above it. I guess all is well, right? I mean, someone could conclude this is a low risk entry. I'll tell you this. It's easy to strategize an entry and a stop loss. But you could have done that in December. It was all there. This was all, like, go back, watch the streams. This was all here. The charts and Patreon, right? It was, so you had your chance for that crazy run, but now we're back. Now I do think it is interesting. See, it's like bearish convergence. Yeah, it could pivot here. But here, this is what you're looking for. If it does, I think you're gonna wait and see game on this whole market. But like, if it did rally any, you're looking for performance. How will it perform if buyers do really start coming in because it's a support? If we start witnessing reversals, lower highs than the previous highs, and we come test this again, chances are it's not going to hold. And you'll go down 69% in value for the memes. So, okay, yeah, at support, no one's arguing. No one's saying right now that it's not going to hold short term. It's there. This is where massive reversals have occurred in the past and could happen again. But just know, this is all coming after the buyers were never able to rival the previous discernible swing highs from April 2022. Not even close. So that was probably it. And you understand, that's the bubble popped. Everyone knows that, and it's been popped, and it's been years. But there's still air left in this really flat bubble. And there's 69% air left that needs to be taken out before we could probably revert to the mean on this one, okay? Why is it that buyers defended in 2021? They defended. It's just, the support's going to get weaker and weaker, man. Eventually, bye-bye. Supporter, man. I was in here early looking at these S coins, man, you know. Got a request. Oh, let's look at total real quick. Since orders here.
MGRM, Doobie, own it from pre-IPO. Just waiting.
What's up, Doobie, man? Thanks for the 20, dude. Okay, I can still visualize that stake we had. Thanks, dude.
I like turtles.
There's bears out here.
Again, resetting the oscillator, right? Uh-oh. RSI. It did reset. That's a reset, dude. No confidence. Anything below, look, it's either 803 billion or 100 or 1.13 trillion. Those are the levels, okay? The big ones. Below that, based on history, we know that's how we concluded these are the levels. Okay, well, you just confirmed with distribution that the top is not going to be broken. So buyers relented, sellers took over, and now you're just sitting here. And again, after sitting here, there's no edge, really. I mean, someone could try to be like hidden bullish divergence there. I mean, dude, again, you are really grasping at straws here. I don't think you're really playing the, hey, there's a greater than coin flips chance, for a long, you were either short because of that at the inflection point, or you were nothing. You being long at resistance is hopefully a lesson for you if you took that L. So I don't really see anything, sticks out as good here. Let's see, next one was actually MO. So let's go to MO for Anonymous, Altria Group. Oh, God. Chop City, and not looking great, man. Not really looking great at all. Buyers are really, really desperate here, okay? Let me show you. You tell me, isn't $43 pretty important here? Extend this out, man. It's like it was manufactured way back, like 2014. Context bad, right? You've been in a downtrend, okay? And then, I like the spring, the back test of spring at another level. Okay, then a rally ensued, but what happened? In the end, in May at its top, a formal bearish backtest, what was once resistance, 2015's resistance again. This high is lower than this high from April 2019. And now you just, again, it's like that weak price action where you left shoulder head, right shoulder, but this right shoulder here is, there's such a lack of demand that the buyers are unable to even rival these previous highs or even go test that inflection point at 5170 again. And momentum shifting locally, like the same high, the higher high, the highest high, the same high, then lower highs, right? Just rounding out. But yeah, and you like broke support a few days ago, and you've been broken down. But yeah, look what's happening today, up 0.65%, kind of back above the $43 level. It's like a candle low close from 2019. I can't look at this and really feel good, you know, like. Yeah, tobacco, cigarettes. Look at the moving average, 200 moving average. You're below it. You're now rejecting it. This normally you want the asset to be above the 200 moving average. You want, if you're gonna make a lower low locally, you then want to really run, right? You want to make a higher high or get closer. This is just bearish. I mean, if you fall below 43 for real and it's like an actual run, you see what happens in history. Straight down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, if it's real, you $36 target. Yeah, I mean, like, it's probably a valid bearish idea until the bids come in and a higher level than $46. I think that invalidates my thesis here, right? Of this momentum shift, you're already bearish. You're below 200. When you break above $46, you're actually you're invalidating that thesis of the momentum shift, the bearish momentum shift, right? The bears are reassuming control of this asset over time. When you break $46, invalid. When you break $46, you're above the 200-day moving average. You break $46, you're certainly above the inflection point you're struggling with right now. So I just look at it like that. I don't really like it at all. Price action's bad. Look, it's like, okay, all right, hey, we're uptrending. We made a low, made a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, but all of a sudden, now it's a lower low than previous low, and then now a lower high. Okay, so the trend is like in the midst, it's in a transition from it was okay short term to now it's not okay. It's actually the arguments, you get one more lower low. It's like you breaking that $40, that is like definitely reconfirmed downtrend. Okay, so let's look at Troy now. Mr. Chicken, thank you, dude. Troy Trojans football's coming back, man. Making the comeback. Nah, dude, oh my God, dude. See, here's the thing. Like, just recently, sellers were breaking support, you know, and it was like there was no follow through, and then a rally and said, this is not good. I don't think this at all is good. That today, that's a liquidity grab, man. This is already extremely illiquid. Okay. Average 10-day volume, 580. I don't even know. How is that 586 million? It's a scam. Joke, right? Whatever. Liquidity grab. Okay. Getting the dumbest of dumb money, whoever's out there that's willing to part ways with their money to buy this crap. Now look at the 200-day moving average. Is it upsloping? No. You're not in an uptrend. You're just not. What was the most recent discernible event on this chart on Troy? Could someone tell me the most recent discernible event on the Troy chart? Like for real? Anyone at all? I think either my chat's broken or y'all just don't chat anymore. Right? Y'all are just not in the chat. I hope it's broken. No, apparently it's not broken, which is really, really demoralizing. Wow. Just make static videos. Same thing. Glorified static video going on right now. Nah, there's no delay. No delay at all, dude. It was like, look, 456, Hoarder, and then 459. Like 3 minutes later. That's dead chat. For a live stream? Are you kidding me? A 3-minute window of no one saying anything? No one cares about crypto. I was looking at stocks the majority of the stream. You know, I started looking at crypto too. So the lowest low, not yet. I mean, the lowest high was the answer. The lowest high of the entire downtrend, right? Look, it's the same thing like the other ones we're witnessing. Hey man, May 2022, we're at 0.6 cents. Same price, August 2022. Look, March, exact same price. But then a lower low and then a lower high. So yeah, I mean, if you can get back above 2.5 cents, maybe it's the lowest risk entry area ever. But today's price is kind of weird, dude. I don't like that at all. I don't like it. I get it. It could be like, it's at the bottom of a range, but remember the context is terrible here. And all these other coins look like they're about to collapse. I mean, 1.4 cents could very well be the next target on this asset. The all-time low from the COVID crash. Yeah, so that, to me, it's like if this asset was able to get back above 2.5 cents and then back tested as support and stuff, all right, maybe we talk. And yeah, you're probably like, dude, it's a bullish M shape. It could be. My God, like think about an M shape at the bottom of a. How do you do it because of the freaking scam wicks and stuff? It look like, my God, man, looks too deep on B, but 886. Certainly an 886 there, an informal M shape. And if you wanted to say, nah, we're just going to use the candles, then it'd be a shark, right? You say, all right, candle to candle to candle to candle. Not even an 886, right? Close. And when you have to do that, it's like, that's terrible, right? Having to. All right, man. I just, maybe a higher low. Okay. It's like you want to test your luck on Troy to US dollar tether, by all means. Hidden
Everyone's
divergence.
least favorite, DXY.
What's up, One Wheeler? Thanks, dude. Yeah, look at DXY. After MGRM. Okay. Thank you, dude. Trend's not your friend. At a key level, but I have no faith. It seems like a liquidity grab today. Let the dumb money FOMO in and then sell the remainder of our coins so we can dump this thing to its lowest price in years. Again, because it just did that in mid-June. MGRM. Monogram Orthopedics. Oh my God, dude. Well, I mean, 22,000 volume, baby. 22,000 volume. That's about all you need to hear. I mean, all I can do is just, you requested it. It's like, okay, so a pivot occurred. Seems like you got a few levels here, don't you? Just a few. Right, it's like 372, 403, 498, $5. Okay, above $5 would be that 650 level. That's all I got for you. There's no volume, no liquidity. If you have a stop loss set up, there's a good chance that it wouldn't trigger when it does hit that price. It would trigger, but there's a high probability there'd be no one there to buy what you're trying to sell. That's what happens with the liquid coins. You get running stops. So if you break 498, 652 would be the next level. If you can't break 498 long enough, you'll be headed down to $4. That's all I can give you. Okay? It's all right. It's all good, doobie, man. DXY. Well, I'm sure we could adjust here with a supply line that is being broken. Just kind of how I originally had it, where it was like a rectangle, and this was a nice head fake, a classic head fake. Oh no, $100 is being taken out, and guess what? What happened? It's not about the breakdown ever, is it? It's about the follow through after the breakdown.
About
there
to
was
evaporate.
none.
I hope the Fed is ready to step in. This fake economy is so wrecked at this point. Wrecked.
It's bad, and like people on Wall Street, Agree. It's like, it's awful. And they know it. I mean, a lot of people know it, like that are like there, you know, on the floor. So you're correct. Yeah, and then you got like what is China? What are they doing? China's also, I mean, dude, to me, like, they're devaluing their own currency. And this was the supply I was talking about. Look, you broke that. You broke it a couple days ago. You then back tested it, and today you're going. So it was a break hook and go off that supply line. So what does that mean? Truly heading possibly to the top of the range. This little rectangle here. That's a key inflection point, man. $100. A false bearish breakdown can have consequence. This is a V-shaped recovery ongoing. So, I mean, of course, you're going to test 104. And that'll be really telling to see if it's broken. But you're breaking back above the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since November of last year. And you could almost be like, I remember attempted rallies happen, and on the weekly, one hasn't happened yet, even the 3-day probably. Look at the weekly and understand, you cannot argue with this on the MACD histogram. There is extreme bullish divergence, and that divergence is playing out as we're speaking, right? You have the low, then the lower low. And then you actually made a lower low again. And what happened on the MACD histogram once more? Triple bullish divergence. And so, and buyers defended, right? How many times do we see this? This happens. This is how it goes, man. This is like the way they gain that liquidity, right? So the fake out, it was confirmed. It was effing confirmed bearish breakdown below $100 for the weekly close. And then what happened the next week? Tweezer bottom reversal, and then buyers defended it, got right back above it, and that was it. Now you're running. So just thinking about what could happen here for the attempted rally. The attempted rally here for an 886. And then later, after it does all that, you come back down, right? That's like what happened here. I mean, it was a perfect M shape, identified and everything, even got a type 2 return. So you can't really be that surprised. And that will be miserable for everything paired to the US dollar. But it's making sense. I mean, that one does not simply just ignore triple MACD hidden or classic bullish divergence on an asset in a secular uptrend. Well, it's been in one anyway, right? So here's the uptrend since 2009. It's conceptualized via parallel channel. There it is. That is an uptrend, man. You mean tell me like after a 50% drawdown, it can't pivot and then run and make a lower high later? It could. Very well could. After saying all this, I understand you have not even made a higher high yet, so it's like you can't even say that. But a lot of times when like you get head fakes and false bearish breakdowns like this, the violence of the move, like where you would whipsaw to the top of the range really fast and then possibly break it, ain't gonna happen, man. Just pay attention to that. That was the last request. Okay, so, and I've been live an hour and 40 minutes now, so here we are back on Bitcoin. Just looking at it before I conclude the stream. You're fine like a fruit fly. You're above the inflection zone. You have not officially made a lower low than the low from mid-June. But looking at the oscillators, I can't have any confidence right now that this level is really going to hold. I mean, like hold up long. And I told you the only way to where I'd start feeling pretty good would be maybe something like this, where you get classic bullish divergence at this level. But then at that point, that's bad too, because all this, right? You'd be making like your first lower high if you did that, and you'd be formally back testing 28.8 as resistance. That's not really good either. So yeah, you're kind of in a precarious spot here, but you're still okay until you break 24/7 for real. Because when you break 24/7 for real, you going down. thousands of dollars. 20K is the next target after that. So, okay. So, thanks for coming out. Appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything else. And I'll just be back. So, until next time, respect the TA. $69 stream? What you talking about, Caleb? 69? What? Thanks, dude, for the super late $10 super chat. Thanks.